They were falling like flies because the structure was so fast.
We're in the media. I mean, I can tell you, when he finally speaks, it's going to be something. That is for sure. Let's see what else. Oh wow, here's a good one. It's a quote. Stosh Hillman. S-T-O-S-C-H-I-L-M-A-N. I am quoting here, telling him to go fuck himself, please. At least he said please. That was another. Just can't do it. I mean, it's just, I haven't even looked on Facebook yet.
So this is really the return of Jesus. The Bible foretold this years ago.
Sorry. You're so So there you go. So that's there's Nate Allen's reaction. I know Joe Payne.
Let's get Joe Payne in
I
here.
know Joe's dying for a shot at this one too. Of course, Joe was a co-host of the Mark Hoke Show.
All right, Joe, you're up.
Blackjack legend. He wore such terrible outfits on those blackjack shows. Actually, they weren't bad.
I know, but Kenny Einiger is the one who wears the bright yellow jacket, not me.
Well, that's terrible too.
Take care, Jack.
That's terrible too. You kind of participated. You were a little Miami myself.
I was Captain, as Hollywood Dave called me, Captain America. Well, playing blackjack tournaments is frustrating, but excuse me, playing poker tournaments can be. I'm still somewhat recovering from. I fell a tiny bit short of the money last night in the classes. When I went out, they paid me 647, I believe, or 674. I went out when it was 710 players left, and I was just playing a jack. I was kind of short the whole day, and I knew once I found a hand, I was going to push with it. I had like 8,000 left in blinds, where it was 6 and 12, so I had like 4 big blinds, 5 big blinds, whatever. Ace Jack suited, guy min-raised from an early position. I shoved for the remainder, folded back around to him. He called. He had some chips, and a flop comes before I tell you what he had. Because if I just call his raise, which I wouldn't do because it leaves me with nothing behind, the flop comes Ace A6. So Ace Jack, I'm thinking was strong, but he turned over Ace King. So.
Oh. Did you ever happen to me? I didn't tell my Colossus story yet.
You didn't make
and
the money.
Somebody
or you did
actually
make the
gave
money?
me crap about this, and I don't.
I'm assuming you didn't make the money.
No.
Okay.
No, I had a nasty little cooler on level 2.
Oh, so you know what?
You
I'm
ready?
a firm believer that it's sometimes just better to go out early rather than play like I played 11 level yesterday, which is 5.5 hours plus the breaks. And then you walk out with the same result as somebody goes out in level 1 or 2. You got the rest of the day to, being someone a rock star like you, I'm sure you must have 3 or 4 girls waiting for you at the front door, right?
Oh, absolutely. No, my disaster hand. I was in seat 1, Button was in seat 4. Seat 7 raised to 250. Blinds were 5100. Seat 7 raises to 250. Seat 8 raises to 800.
Oh.
I look down, and I have King Clubs, King of Spades. I'm happy.
Very should be.
And knowing how this tournament's been playing and how what everybody told me to do,
you got to play fast. Yeah, absolutely.
Zipped in that 4,700 and all in.
Wow.
And seat 8 turned up Ace of Diamonds, King of Diamonds. Seat 7 turned up Ace of Clubs, Ace of Spades.
Wow.
Thusly, not only stop blocking my flush, any flush possibility I had, plus the other guy had a king.
Yeah, but the point is with kings, you got 1 out left, but the point is they each pretty much have each other's aces, so it eliminates the possibility of an ace coming over. It doesn't eliminate it, but it makes it rare. I like your spot there with kings.
Oh, I had to.
Yeah.
Because and this is what I was saying too.
Somebody gave you nonsense that you pushed with kings and.
Yeah, because it was too early.
Oh my God!
Not in this tournament.
I don't know if you read what Greg Raymer had said about the Colossus structure and format. He thinks it's way too quick, and he's absolutely right. Because when you first of all on the 3rd level, you're already entering at the 3rd level.
You're ending at 3rd level.
Yeah, and that's unheard of.
Plus, you're only playing 30-minute levels.
Yeah. Well, you get spoiled here with the World Series with the normal 1-hour levels during all the events and 2-hour levels during the main event. Because if you play around town, you're bowing and praying to God when you get 20-minute blind levels here around town.
Right.
So 30-minute levels are short for World Series standards, but for local tournaments, that's pretty much standard procedure. You don't see too many tournaments with hour levels, except for down here.
Right. So that was my Colossus disaster yesterday.
It was a Colossus.
But I made it into the World Series of Poker vlog.
You did. They vlogged about your Kings getting snapped off there?
They did. Schultz saw me walking out. He saw me in there, and then he was going to put me in the chip counts, and then saw me walking out the door.
I didn't know where I was playing in the Amazon room, and I looked for you briefly, but I couldn't find you. Obviously, because
I was gone.
on both breaks, I went, let me go see if I can find Mark, because I knew you were playing.
I was
yesterday.
Dearly departed from the Colossus. By the way, Denise is one of the most awesome massage therapists here. Ask for Denise or Heather. Your two best bets.
Plug in the massage girls, huh?
Denise B and Heather D. They'll take care of it, I promise.
I'm sure they will.
Let's see. Well, now I want to get your reaction, Joe, to Chris Ferguson's return to the World Series.
We actually, Nate and I just ran into him. He just busted with the 10-game mix that's going on. And we kind of was talking to him a little bit, and then kind of lowered the hammer and said, hey, John Cullen on the Coke Show. And he politely and gracefully declined. I told Nate, I don't think it's going to work if we ask him out. I don't think he's ready right now.
No, he's not.
He's not ready.
Because I just gave him my card and said,
whenever you're ready.
Whenever you're ready.
Yeah.
Because obviously, he ran into Marty yesterday, and he said, I'm here. I just want to play poker. That's it. And he's not.
You know what?
But I want him to do it, and
you have an opinion? You have an opinion about his involvement, so to speak, one way or the other, or not really?
Well, obviously, everybody's pretty disgusted about it, I have to. I'll be honest, I do have to study everything a little bit more. But before, if I was doing an interview with him or Howard Lederer, I'd really be spending hours and hours digging through every little thing.
Part of the defense that's being thrown out there for them is that the case was dismissed, but it was dismissed, but it was dismissed because PokerStars stepped up and made good money. So, would the case have been dismissed if PokerStars didn't step up? Who knows? We don't know.
Joe, let me just ask you though your reaction, just seeing him here. What did you think about that when you heard the first report came across the news?
I thought it was strange, but I actually thought that the precursor to this was that Howard Lederer was the reason he came out with that apology, is that he was trying to, at least I thought this, he was trying to set up his re-entrance into the World Series.
Right.
But he hasn't shown up. Chris really hasn't said anything, but showed up. So it's kind of like, it was a curveball to me. I thought Howard would be here and Chris would still not be here, but it just worked out to be the opposite.
Yeah, like I said, it's going to be fascinating to see everybody's reaction. And with people, there's so much venom and so much hatred for Chris Ferguson that and to me, rightfully so. But at the same time, you don't want anything bad to happen here for those.
Oh, absolutely not. Here's my question to you, though. Who do you think I'm trying to phrase this in a way that without being politically incorrect here. You don't see Howard Lederer as the guilty party?
Oh, absolutely.
Than Chris Ferguson.
But Chris is still right.
He is, but Howard was the kind of the lead guy. He was a spokesperson
and the problem. Well, and here's the problem for Howard too is, when he put that apology letter out, that hey, it's Tom Schmidt, look at that guy.
You're not so wild today.
Wow, look at that. Low tone.
Yeah, low tone.
A plain black shirt.
I know.
Shorts are
a little wild.
But the problem for Lederer to me was when he was given a forum to be able to at least say something, to apologize, to take responsibility. He sat there and said, "I didn't know."
Yeah,
and that is completely unacceptable in that situation. I know that there's illegal stuff going on, but at the same time, just to sit there.
Here's the big answer. What he could have said or should have said was that I've been advised by my attorney not to comment.
Well, they had the questions planned. The questions were pre-approved.
Oh, they were pre.
Yeah, they were only.
So
certain
he knew
things
that question was
There were
coming.
only certain things that he could really talk about, and for him to dodge like that, was terrible. And I think and that interview did no good. And I don't think that apology letter did any good either. I'm still shocked that Daniel Negreanu got involved in that in the first place. I don't,
His response was pretty pointed. He was right on cue. I thought anyway. It's unacceptable. He appreciates him coming forward. But here's my question to you, Mark. Do you think Chris Ferguson, in the Army, they sent a point man out to kind of...
Yeah,
you know where I'm going with this, don't you?
Yeah.
Do you think Chris Ferguson is the point man for Howard? Maybe Chris was sent in to see what the reaction would be and how bad it would be, if any, and then Howard would gauge whether it would be quote-unquote safe for him to make an appearance?
That's a possibility.
Because
like
these two are communicating.
Yeah, obviously, and I think that it, to a point, it made sense for Chris to come in first.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because people, like I said earlier in the show, people still like Chris Ferguson a lot, and
nice guy.
much more respected in poker than was Howard Lederer. Before Black Friday happened. So
and I think the reason that is because Chris was more forthcoming with everyone, where Howard, maybe it's his personality, was a little bit more standoffish. He only talked to the high roller players, where Chris would be engaging. When you come up to him, he's very engaging. And I lead that. Chris was a blackjack player before he was a poker player. I don't know if you know that. So I don't know. Maybe he was tired of years of laying in the weeds as a blackjack player. Because when you're a skilled blackjack player, you can't be a social butterfly.
Yeah.
Where you're a poker player, you can. Unlike Daniel Negreanu is the perfect poker ambassador, where Howard Lederer is probably the other end of the spectrum. So I'd be interested. But my money says that Howard Lederer makes an appearance here.
I think it's going to happen.
You do too?
I think it's going to happen.
Yeah, it's happening.
I think there was, because we talked about it on the show a couple of weeks ago when we first put the letter out and said, what's the benefit from him putting this letter out? What's he trying to accomplish? And the obvious answer was, I kind of confirmed this with some people, behind the scenes, he wants to come back and play at the World Series of Poker again. But like I said, it's just the stink of that interview with Matt Martin isn't going to go away anytime soon, because I think people wanted him to come out and say, you know what, I screwed up, I'm sorry, I want to try and do whatever I can to make this right. And instead it was, it just kind of happened, and I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
that's a load of crap.
The three players that, when you looked at them, you immediately saw a full tilt poker were Howard Lederer, Chris Ferguson, and
Hey, look who's here, by the way. I hate to interrupt. Can you stop in for 10 seconds?
Let me jump out of here. We'll finish this point when I get back.
I know he's got to run to the bathroom, so I want to take a second here. Because you're the master of the lean-in interview. This one was Rocky. Mike, how are you, buddy?
How you doing?
Hey, you're looking all loaded up, patched up.
Yeah, a little bit.
Hey, you're down here, just lean in that mic a little bit. But just lean in there a little bit. But yeah, you're looking good. What's going on, bro?
Thanks, man. Yeah, just first event. Looking good so far. I got 500,000 in losses. I didn't play last year, but I now regret it.
Yeah, it's certainly exciting. We were talking real quick just about the structure of this thing earlier. What did you think about day one?
I mean, I don't mind. I know you need a fast-paced structure, build the field. There's six flights, but there's 22,000 people. You have to come down to at least what do they go down to, like 5% of the fields, 10%, whatever it was. They had no choice, and I think they structured it really well, and I didn't mind at all. I like the fast-paced structure, and I like in and out. That's it. That's what I play.
Well, we'd like to see you pick up $1 million. I do have to ask you this real quick. Your reaction to Chris Ferguson being here?
I heard that yesterday. I mean, that's cool. I mean, I haven't seen him since that full tilt thing happened. So I mean, he was always a very, 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 very pleasant guy to be around. So I guess it's nice to see him back. I don't know what other people's thoughts is, but we're always cool, and wish him the best, and hope everybody. I mean, it's tough to forget what happened in the past, but I'm sure players get over it. A lot of players got their money back, so happy for that. And we'll see. I mean, I haven't even seen him yet, so it's been like I think 5 years, something like that.
Yeah.
So I know. Did he play